How's it going? I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to go over the two trades that I took today on MNQ. Both trades were losses. Pretty good losing day today. There's some things that I can obviously correct and learn from this, so let's take a look at that. Coming into the day, I was watching the hourly chart. We had a massive rally in the after hour and pre-market. We came up to a level that I was watching as resistance though and started to reject off that in the pre-market. Really what I was watching was a potential pullback. We've been trending up, we've been strong. So I was watching a potential pullback to this level right here in continuation. That was one thing I was going to watch, and that's where my trades were. As you see, we sold through that, so that's where those two losses came from. Was looking for a bounce that wasn't happening. Let's get into it. So really that was my major point was just looking for a pullback, and I think I should have recognized the weakness today and just played to the trend. But let's take a look at why I took the trade that I did. So we have a rejection off this level in the pre-market. Price opens up pretty weak. We're trending down. We're below that 20 EMA. I entered a long position in here. This was my first trade. Reason being, on the 15-minute, it looked like we were kind of testing down in this area. These levels aren't, 100% precise. There is some give to either side of them in terms of like where I expect price to react. So as we were approaching it, and I see us starting to form these longer wicks on the 15-minute timeline, and then looking here, and it looks like we're kind of flattening out a bit, forming a base right here, right? We're not making lower lows. We're kind of moving around. We're seeing some longer wicks on the end of those candles to the downside, indicating that there's some buyers. Price is even pushing up a little bit. So in here, I entered my first position, entered long. My stop loss was below low a day. My first target was kind of at the tops of these candles up here. It was a 25 or I think a 26 point take profit for my entry, and about I think it was about 17 or 18 points on the stop loss. So not a 2-to-1, a little over a 1-to-1. I did want to give it a little bit of room to run because we were kind of bouncing around in here, so I didn't give myself super tight stop. But that stop did save me when we blew through that level here. So this move down stopped me out. That was a loss. That was 5 contracts. Yeah. So that was the first trade, and the second trade was in here. Same thing. I entered another long position in here. Once we broke that level and then immediately reclaimed it and then started to hold it, we're getting some of these big, bullish candles here. And I guess I should have paid attention to the relative volume, relative to the selling, and the volume is pretty low on those candles. I mean, especially this one. So that's something that I wasn't paying attention to, that I should have been. That's an indicator when we see, weak volume with these bigger moves. Sometimes you don't trust those, right? You want to see according like volume to the size of the candle. That's a big sell candle, big bearish candle. You also have that large volume spike. So I guess seeing that to one side, right, large volume on the selling candle, immediate decrease in volume on that buying candle, kind of shows you where the majority of people are at, right? They're selling at this level. So that's one mistake I made. Another was that we had a clear defined trend, and we also had that EMA, and that EMA is essentially acting as the trend line, right? But if you look at this, and like I said, it pretty much just follows that EMA. I could have waited, once we started to look like we were holding this level. I don't hate that I was watching this, especially if you look at this 15-minute, right? That's something that I've been doing, is watching the 15-minute for confirmation, those 15-minute closes, and then, using also this 5,000 tick chart also as confirmation. If we get a good close in an area of interest on the 15-minute, on the 5,000 tick, we're looking good. I use this smaller time frame mostly just to execute, take profit, stop loss, stuff like that. Most of my identifying of like entering a trend is coming off the hourly, the 15-minute, and then the 5,000. and I want them all to align. So in this scenario, we were getting like some hammers holding that level, but we also had this clear defined trend that we couldn't break out of. You see, we reject, reject, reject. We just keep hitting it and can't break it. So a better play would to be, wait for price to break out of here, confirm that we're holding the level, confirm that we're changing that trend, and then wait for like a retest or a lower high, or excuse me, a higher low to enter long and try to get some of that momentum. So just a little bit more patience here probably would have played, paying attention to volume, and then, just identifying that and being a little bit more patient instead of trying to catch the bottom down here. Just waiting for a bit more confirmation to have a more solid game plan there. On this one, my stop loss was below low a day. I entered in here. It's about a 20 point, I think it was 22 point stop loss. First target was up here. It's about 25 points. And then I had a runner that I had set up here for about a 50 point win. And I entered 7 contracts. I sized up on this trade. We moved down. I got stopped out again. So those were the 2 losses on the day. Both were pretty much the exact same trade, just looking for the hold and of this level and a bounce, expecting some buyers to come in. But yeah, I just, like I said, could have paid more attention to volume, could have been a little bit more patient and waited for that trend to really show me that it was going to reverse. But that's all I got. We had a pretty weak day. See, we sold off pretty good. Kind of chopped around, made some of it back in the later half of the day. But overall, a little break in the momentum that we've had on this massive ride up. So see where we go into tomorrow. I'll be back trading tomorrow. Look to bounce back from this trade. Like I said, two full-size trades, one actually a little bit sized up, and both of them were losses. So today's loss looks not so great, but it's all right. Account's still up quite a bit. We're still growing the demo account, and really this is all just like proof of concept for me. So I appreciate you watching very much. If you want to stop by the live streams, feel free to do so. We'd love to have you. Peace out.